Oh, hey guys. Average disc golf guy here. Just enjoying this beautiful, beautiful weather we have right now in the Northeast. Gonna go ahead and answer a couple of questions that we had come in. Being an average guy, it means I don't have an arm speed like some professionals out there, or even some of your pros, or some of your best players that you might know. One of the questions that's usually asked is, "Hey, what do you have in your bag? Is it something that I could throw? Is it something I've tried? Is it something I have never heard of before?" Well, let's answer a couple of those questions now for you. I will start from the bag setup. Obviously, we have putters on both sides, right side and on the main side. In the left-hand side, you got drivers all the way down into your putter, mid-range, fairway drivers, those kind of things. If you're not familiar with those terms, you can check out a video at the end of this. I'll have a video link that talks a little bit more about discs and their flight numbers and all those great things. But let's get back to this. Starting with one of my favorites, I throw a lot of it. This is Goot, or Goat, however you say it, for Casto class. It is a 4501 flight number. That means it's not going to require a lot of arm speed, but I'm going to go ahead and be able to get this thing to float. It is a straight flying disc. It's a utility disc that I use quite often when I have these tunnel shots. I want to keep it straight down that middle. As long as my hips are facing the right way and I do the correct pull through, is a very reliable disc. Moving on, more of a faster speed Insanity. I don't have the big numbers memorized. It's not on this disc currently, but I'll have it put on the video. I'll show you guys. This is the Insanity. This is a higher speed disc. Kind of throw it more of a hyzer angle, and because I'm all backhand, when I throw hyzer, it's going to go ahead and pop up. As long as I get a good enough spin on it, it's going to pop up, it's going to go carrying, and it's going to go dump a little bit to the left. Very little fade, but it's a very straight flyer for me when I have those long distance drives. Probably one of the highest speeds I have in my bag. One of the newer ones I have out there, this is not in any particular order, this is an Arachnid. This is one of the newer discs out there. Love this disc, by the way. It is a 5-speed, 5-glide, -1-1. That means when I throw this thing, it's going to go ahead and get a nice carry. It's going to go and float for a while. It's going to stay pretty much in a straight line, primarily wherever I throw. If I throw at a hyzer angle, it's going to stay usually on a hyzer, maybe pop up a little bit. If I throw it an what's called an anhyzer, which is now going to have the backside of the plate up, and it's going to come out of my hand, it's going to stay floating. It's going to pretty much stay on that line and go more continuously straight. But notice it's a 5-speed, not a heavy 12, 13 speed like some of these pros. One of my really main go-tos, the Fission, 10 speed. This is one of the faster ones I have in my bag as well, but it's a very lightweight 163, so it doesn't take a lot of strength to get this thing going on where I want it to do. So I'm able to rip this thing through pretty well, but it's 163 weight, pretty much a straight flyer. It's really domey. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. It's pretty domey. It's got a lot of air underneath that. I believe it's a 6-glide or a 5-glide, I believe, and I'll have it up there on the screen for you. But you can see, this is another one, another hyzer, pop up flat, nice and straight. One of my favorite utility discs, this one. It's called the Timberwolf by Daredevil Disc, a company out of Canada. Very, very flimsy disc. This is great for when you have those tree lines. It goes straight through those tree lines, kicks off a tree, and usually keeps going in that direction just because it can absorb the impact of a tree. Obviously not straight onto a tree, but if it's just going to skim that tree a little bit, it's usually going to hold that line. No total numbers 9, 6, -1, 0. Notice it's not quite as domey as the other disc that we have in our bag, but it's a nice straight flyer as well. The MVP Vanish. Love this disc when I have those trees that are right in the way. The numbers will be up on the screen. The Vanish itself has a cool little stamp, as you can see. Kind of cool. You know, Dan Brook Wells, one of our local pros that are in our area. This disc here will go nice and straight out wide on a deep outside hyzer and come crashing in. I believe the fade in back is like a 3, I believe, or a 2.5. So that means it's a higher speed disc, not for very long distances, but just for straight line hyzer around those objects, those pesky trees or spruces or whatever you might have it's in your way. Great disc. Another higher speed. This is the highest speed I have in my bag. This is primarily for those tunnel shots that go down and then go dog leg on the left hand side. This kind of disc here is a 12 speed 6 glide, -3 2. Typically a -3 when it comes out of your hand will go down, it will go to the right and come back. This one's been beat in so much it really doesn't quite do the same numbers or flight numbers as it does, but being a 12 speed, it doesn't go quite as far for me. I'm sure others of you guys out there that might have a heavier arm or a bigger arm, you guys can probably get this to do some amazing things. I use this when I have those, like I said, those tight tunnel shots that go left. I got a Yukon disc. This one here is a Dragon fairway driver. You can see it's a 7 speed. It's a 6 glide, -3.51. Again, this is one of those discs that are kind of beat in pretty well, pretty domey. This one doesn't quite go to the right like it says, a -3.5 means it's understable. What this does now for me is more of a straight flyer. If anything, it goes a little bit to the right, but it's more of a straight flyer. So I use this when I have those tunnel shots that I really want to keep the disc straight down the middle of the fairway. And I've got the last but not least on the driver side is a Sail. The Sail, 11 speed, 5 glide, -5.1. -5 means very understable. It's going to come flying out of the hand. On a hyzer, it's going to pop up for me. It's going to kind of carry a little bit more to the right and then dump to the left at the very end. This is more when you have those lines that you need to go down and go around. Since I don't have a flick shot, I have to rely on the disc to do the work. This is one of the workhorses when I have those distance drives to the right. This one does pretty well. I'm not great at anhyzer either. Again, average, can't help it. But I'm working at it every day. Specialty flying disc, one I just got in here recently. It's called a Test Flight Coast. Very popular disc that came out with under the Climo series. This one here is 6 speed, 6 glide, -1.1. Beautiful disc, lots of colors, lots of shine to that. You can see it's kind of really cool. I really like this. It's more like a upgraded Buzz. A lot of people like the Buzz, which if you don't own a Buzz in your bag, I would definitely put one in there. Those things are great for average disc golf guys. But anyway, this one is a very solid flying disc. I've had a lot of success with it. Straight glides, perfect. Speaking of the Buzz, there she is, the little Buzz Saw. This is one of the fancier Buzzes that came out about 2 years ago. It's a mid-range 5.4 -1.1 with a -1.5 at the end. This one here, pretty cool design, as you can see. This is again one of those straight flyers when you have those tunnels or you have those mid-ranges. This would be comparable to like a Hex, MVP Hex, but those are great flying discs. Uplink, MVP Uplink. This is out of the Gyropalooza box, came out 2021. What I found with this disc, if I throw it at a nice straight flat line, it will finish at the end and carry to the right for me. This is one of my go-to discs. I'll have the numbers up there for anybody who wants to know the exact numbers. I don't have all the numbers memorized. They're not really important to me. One thing I can honestly say, if you know what your discs do, the numbers don't matter to you. It's a matter of you knowing what your disc is going to do when you release it at the angles you do, which is also why field work, be prepared for another video coming out, but field work is so important. Along with the Uplink, the Paradox. And this one here is a blacked out Paradox, blue rim, but this one is going to be a very hard turning disc to the right. It will come out of the hand and go right. Again, I don't have a flick, so without having that flick of the wrist, I'm going to get this thing to carry and finish right for me pretty hard. So almost lost it a couple times because it goes really so hard that if you don't throw it correctly, it dumps into the bush lines. That's not a good thing for anybody. Oh, the old Jonathan series. Anybody who might be a Latitude 64 fan, this is Jonathan's first ever drawing on a fuse disc that they made for Jonathan. It's going to be a nice straight flying disc, very glidey. Numbers will be up on the screen. This thing's a really nice when I need to have something that's going to glide to the basket. Don't want a lot of turn on it, don't want a lot of disc manipulation, you know, Anheuser-Heiser. Just throw it nice and flat, let the disc do the work. It will glide right to the basket for you. That's good for like a 220, 230 foot, 250 foot range and more, depending on your arm speed. Good old ace disc of a popcorn. This one here by Clash, numbers 3301. This is a what's called a hardy. It's very harder plastic, but this is a good straight flying disc. Wherever I release it, it's going to go ahead and fly straight. You can see it's a thicker rim, being it's a putter approach kind of disc, but I love these for those straight, short, 150, 210 shots straight to the basket. If I get a good rip, get that thing carrying, it's going to go ahead and ace. I've got two with this one here. One of the discs that I did not have in my bag until here recently, called an Axiom Tempo. The Tempo putter approach 440 minus or 2.5. This, or I'm sorry, 2.5 at the end, not a minus sign. I apologize. The numbers 440 2.5. This disc is really comparable to what an MV or what a Zone would be. This is made by the same company, MVP, which is Axiom, same company. When I throw this disc out around, and I need to get around that tree right before the basket, but I want something that's not going to go too far, a little bit of power, let the disc do the work. It's going to carry around that tree, and it's going to dump for me on the left-hand side. Very close to what an Envy, but this is even more of a dump. So if I throw it out, it's going to come back around, it's going to come back. Love that shiny foil stamp too. That was kind of cool. Picked that up in the tournament. Don't throw this one quite as much. This one here is a spin. Has that same type of flight where it goes down and around, and it will kind of dump around or actually carry more to the right than it does to the left. Again, I haven't figured out this one yet. It was a used bin one I picked up. They say they're supposed to go to the right. I can't see it. I've thrown it a couple times. I don't know if it's just beat in too much or maybe it's just me being average. But it's there. It's called a blacked out R2 spin. Again, MVP. It's a lot of MVP. What's your favorite disc brand? I like a lot of MVP, but I'm more of a mixed bag. If I had to pick a sponsor, I'd want to be sponsored by somebody like Infinity Disc, where I have choices that I can actually do and not be limited to just one brand, because I just throw different stuff. A lot of MVP stuff, but a lot of other stuff too. So here we have the Range, the PDGA Championship Cup stamp. Pretty cool little OTB location. Got an ace on this one as well. I've been fortunate enough to have up to 5 or 6 aces now. Kind of cool. Lost a couple of those ace discs too, but this one here is MVP Range. It's not designed to go very far. It's designed to be more of a dumping down disc. If you throw it at a certain angle, it's going to go ahead and carry through the air and just, you know, fall right to the basket. I don't suggest throwing this on hilly areas where if it hits the basket, because this rim, very similar to a Berg. The Berg rim, if it comes off, not a great putting disc either, I would say. It's going to go ahead and stand upright, and then once it starts to stand upright, you can see the curvature of that rim just allows that thing to stand straight up and roll back, so be cautious of that. I have another Banger GT. The Banger GT is a 3301. It is actually has a thumb print on there, so your thumb goes right in that little groove. It allows a lot more control on your wrist. Personally, I like these discs. There's a couple different discs that are out there now, and the numbers are, and the names are off the top of my head. I can't think of them right now, but they have that little groove where you can put your thumb. It's a very comfortable control disc where I can sit there and create the lines and angles and dumps and rises and all that stuff. Really good control. Called the Banger GT, made by Discraft. Had to go with the hype. Look, Simon Lizotte, love the guy. Not sure how relevant he is here recently since you know, he got going with MVP and having a family and those kind of things. It takes away a lot of your time, I know. But here, got to have a pixel, man. Pixel is one of those straight flyers, 2400. That means wherever I release it, it's going to fly at that line straight. It's a good utility disc. I found I got a lot of good use out of this, as you could probably tell looking at that. Hit a couple trees along the way as well. And last but not least, my putter, the one that I putt with the most. I love this disc the most. It's a Proxy. This one here is a firm plastic Proxy, 3.3 -1 I don't see the -1 out of it. This really does a really nice job. As you can tell, it's really got a lot of use on it. This has been my go-to putter now for, oh, I'd say the last four years or so, if not 4.5 years. Made by Axiom Disc, and again, firm plastic. I know they have all the new stuff that's out there, but there are disc choices that you might have in your bag that I'd like to see what you guys can share with your information. What is your go-to putter, your go-to mid-range, or even your go-to driver or fairway driver? Hey, whatever your bag is, know what your discs do. Biggest piece of advice I can ever give you. And if you're interested in knowing a little bit more about the flight numbers and how they actually relate to a disc, check out this video right here. This video will give you all the information that you need. Till next time, always work on getting better than average.